Alright, I'm trying something new here. I'm using a green screen background. So, just, if it doesn't come out looking too good, don't attack me for that. But, there's a message I want to do in this video, which I feel is an important message. Forget about how the technical aspects of this video come out. I'm not a video guy, as you probably know by now, after the thousands of videos that I have done. And they're very, very simplistic. In fact, some of them maybe, on a technical level are a little bit embarrassing, but I hope it is my words and my ideas that are of benefit to you. Anyway, and by the way, this video has nothing to do with trading, okay? And it has nothing to do with MMT, and it has nothing to do with investing. It has to do with personal growth. Look, we're all human, okay? I mean, that's a cliche. First of all, let me just start off by saying I hate talking in cliches. But there I go. I started off the topic with a cliche that we're all human. But with that in mind, we all make mistakes. We're all going to fuck up every once in a while. We're not perfect. Sometimes we're going to do things or we're going to behave in a way that can be self-sabotaging, that can hurt things or destroy things that we truly, truly care about. And it's not necessarily that we set out to do that on purpose. I'm not a psychologist, and I haven't really studied psychology other than I just think I'm a self-reflective person. I try to be aware. I try to learn at all times. I try to raise my level of understanding and consciousness. That doesn't make me prone to mistakes. I mean, I could list mistakes in my trading career. I could list mistakes in my personal life. I could fill up a whole freaking book probably the size of the Bible. Okay? And I'm not proud of that. But that's going to happen to everybody. Maybe not to the same degree, maybe to a worse degree. I mean, let's face it, there's people, that get incarcerated, that break the law, that do things that end up taking their lives. The key thing is to understand that we have to try to learn from these mistakes. It's another, again, in a cliche, and I hate to use cliches, and I just said I hate to use cliches. It's about picking yourself up. And you might be really, really hurt. You might be in pain, physical, emotional, mental pain, deep, deep pain. And it's hard, man. It's rough. And maybe whatever it is that happened resulted in a loss. It could be financial loss. It could be relationship loss. It could be a personal loss. It could be, there are many different definitions of loss. But the way to think about that, and it's hard, but the way to think about that that's growth. That's growth if you can frame it properly. And by properly, I mean there are lessons in those events in your life, and you're going to have those events. They're going to be ongoing. I don't know if you got, some of you may have kids, maybe not. You're married, you're single, whatever. It doesn't matter what your particular situation is. There are going to be things that will happen in your life that will be challenging, that will be tough, that will be painful, physically painful, emotionally painful, and things that you will not be able to turn around. As much as you want those things to go away and to go back maybe to the way that it was, you know, and to kind of like magically disappear, oftentimes it's not going to happen. And what you need to understand from this, and this is, you know, kind of like training your mind, is that there's only a bad outcome if you have not taken the opportunity to learn from that. You know, like if you want to talk about markets and trading, and many of you know my story as a former floor trader and a member of 4 different exchanges. Like, I made and lost a lot of money. Okay? I never spent time until I got much older to really understand. I just kept continuing on the path of the same behavior. Now that, you know, that right there is not a sign of intelligence. It's not a sign of self-introspection. It's not a sign of like, hey, you know, and it's, the irony is that I make a lot of videos nowadays where I say, you know, look at these idiot monetarists. I mean, everything they're doing is not ending up with the goals they set out to achieve, and yet none of them are questioning, you know, the process or the ideology or the thinking or the orthodoxy, the ideas behind what they're doing. Maybe they're wrong. You know, I always say, like, it's not a real science if you can't go back to the drawing board and say, hey, you know, something's not working here. Hang on. New York City. Oh, looks like my green screen got folded a little bit. But, oh, by the way, I don't know if you like this, but yesterday I shaved my hair off. I think I showed you that yesterday. I don't know. If you like it, let me know. If not, whatever. It grows back. I happen to have, for a guy who's going to be 66, I literally have a full head of very thick hair. So I think they say, like, what, it skips a generation. My father lost his hair when he was very young. I have all my hair. Oh, Jesus, man. All right. So much for my green screen. Anyway, I'll keep going with my little speech here. So it's like what you learn from this. And I've always said that learning, that's the first step of the process. So I've always said, like, learning is the first step of the process. It's like the action of becoming awareness. I give you a little story. When I was in, when I was still in high school, I had a physics teacher. It was like the first day of class, first day of the new year, new semester, or and he asked a question of the class. He said, do you think that ancient peoples had more understanding of, like, the universe? I don't know if he used the word the universe, but the heavens, the skies, whatever, than we do nowadays. And I raised my hand and I said, they probably had more awareness, right? But not understanding, like true scientific understanding. I made that distinction. And he said, oh, Mike, that was a very, very powerful distinction. Yes, they looked up in the sky. They saw constellations. They equated constellations with maybe, beings or gods or something of that nature. Something, almost kind of like on a mythological level. But they didn't have the scientific understanding. So when you learn, when something happens to you And you learn in the sense that, hey, you know, this was a good thing or this was a bad thing. And mostly I'm talking about like when you do things when you fuck up. And you learn. That doesn't automatically mean you change the behavior. That's just awareness. How do you change the behavior? The behavior, the change in behavior comes from working on it. Applying what you have learned, right? I talk about here like applied MMT, like there's a big body of MMT academic scholarship out there. I cannot claim to have contributed really in any way to that. You got people like Stephanie Kelton, you know, Warren Mosler, of course, you got Randy Ray, Bill Mitchell, you got a whole bunch of people who have contributed enormous amount, you know, to the kind of academic understanding of MMT. But I say, maybe with the exception of Warren Mosler, who, you know, was very, very successful as a hedge fund guy, I say I'm the only one really who has taken it to an applied level. Like, here's what you do with it. I've tried to kind of look at it from the standpoint of being like a mechanic or something. Like, we know all this stuff about a car. All right, we know what makes an engine run. We know about transmissions. We know about you know, this and that. But like, okay, no. So like, here's how you do it. Here's how you fix it. Here's how you make it work for you. So I don't know. I'm just in this kind of mood right now where. And I'll be honest, I'm going through a little bit of personal issues right now, and I'm looking forward to the, you know, I said this weekend I'm going on this wilderness survival training course. I'm looking forward to this. But anyway, it's what we learn and then what we apply from that learning. And it's really hard because the natural instinct is to kind of, I don't want to say ignore that information. You know, when you fuck up, that's whatever, the universe giving you information. I mean, that's about as basic as I can put it. That's giving you information. Now, what you choose to do with that, that's up to you. And I think a strong person, in the sense of a person who wants to evolve, wants to raise themselves to a higher level, they will make the effort. And it's all about effort. And they will work hard to try to, you know, first of all, to appreciate that information and then put it to use. And that doesn't mean that putting it to use is going to be successful in every sense, you know, like right away, okay, I learned something from this experience, it's never going to happen again. No, we repeat mistakes. You know, one of the things I've said in the past, when I used to have my floor trading company, I think I told this story like so many times, it's probably, you know, for those of you who've been following me, it's probably like, you know what I'm going to say already. I used to give the book to all my, I had clerks on the floor and traders who worked for me. I gave the book Reminiscences of a Stock Operator by Edwin Lefevre. That was a pen name for Jesse Livermore. I'll put up the link below in the description. And he used to say that the mistake family is a big family. There's a lot of brothers and sisters and cousins of the same mistake. So just because you fucked up and the universe has given you information about that you can use it doesn't mean that you make that go away and it never happens again. The Mistake family is a big family. Remember that. Anyway, that's it for right now. Probably see you guys later. Bye.